Very dark man in a serious problem. The Nigerian police force have decided to investigate Very Dark Man for putting on a similar Nigerian police costume. It will be bad for me to point finger at Very Dark Man and decide not to impersonate. So if Very Dark Man puts on a police costume, I decided to put on an army camouflage so that we all can be offenders. In fact, a great offender. As I proceed into today's conversation, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, like and share so that we can always analyze why did they go after Very Dark Man. And at the end of this subject, I want to hear your own comments and what are your own analysis and insight. This is going to be relevant to today's conversation. Welcome.
3, 2, 1.
My name is the man of thought, aka the villain of truth, aka the Black Panther of Nigeria. Today we are going to be asking, why have the Nigerian police force decided to investigate Very Dark Man police costume? The moment I saw the video yesterday, I knew that they are going to investigate Very Dark Man. You see, one of the problems is that Very Dark Man always think that Nigerian police force have his best interest in mind because he called them and they do certain things to go investigate some case. In my own opinion, I do not think that Nigerian police force, they cannot wait to see how they can drag Very Dark Man and put him in a place probably that he would not be able to come out of prison. So even if you are greeting the Nigerian police force, they will be upset because you are doing more work than the entire Nigerian police force. So let us ask ourselves, why is it that they are investigating Very Dark Man? What should be the questions we should be asking about this situation? I have a couple of questions and I would like to hear Nigerians' insight on this. Part of the questions I want to ask is, which the police might be asking, how did he get police-like uniform, and if it wasn't from official sources? So they want to be able to find out how did he get the police uniform. Number two, the other question we are going to be looking at is, did he intend to impersonate the Nigerian police force? Number three, the people will be asking, why is the police force taking it so seriously on Very Dark Man? Number four, we would like to ask, what are the legal boundaries around putting on police costume, even if it is not the real police uniform? For Very Dark Man to decide to wear the police costume, is it very useful to the Nigerian police force? Or for him to be able to make a statement, does he have to put on the uniform? Could this incident and whatever is going to happen affect the image of Very Dark Man? How common is it for influencers to wear police costume and make content? And could this lead to a new restriction of the police force when it comes to their costume or putting on the police uniform? These are the things that we are going to be looking at in today's conversation. So one more, you need to subscribe so you don't miss any topic from my channel. Thank you all for your support. Now let's ask and dive into the question. The moment I saw the video when Very Dark Man made it yesterday and he said he wants to talk to Nigerians and he is a CSP, VDM CSP, and he was declaring what he wants to do with it, and he said he's not an activist but he's the social media police. The moment he put on the uniform, I was laughing and I was smiling basically because I felt that Nigerian police force will come after him, and I knew in my own mind that he thinks he have a good relationship with them. The only reason why they most times answer to Very Dark Man whenever he calls upon them is basically because they don't want to be dragged by Very Dark Man. Not that they really love Very Dark Man, not that they really want to do their duty, because they are just, some of them are just kind of lazy people who don't even want to go out of their office, who don't even want to approve certain arrests or do certain things. We can dive deeper into it. So let's just ask ourselves the question, part of the question they would ask is, how did VDM get police-like costume or uniform? And was it from official sources? In my own thoughts about this, I think that VDM can bring out police costume. It is very easy for a good tailor to bring out, we have good fashion designers in today's world, so Very Dark Man writing a name on it and carving all those kind of things is not really difficult, and it is not that deep. In fact, the only thing Very Dark Man has to do is to buy a natural black beret. I have few clothes in my place here that are just even natural black costume of an African tradition that is exactly the same material that they use in building, in sewing police uniform. As long as it is black, and they call it satin and shining very well, it is very easy for them to do it. And when it comes to the idea of the stars, you ask yourself, this is very possible to call somebody to drag or build something like a star. That rope that they use, Okada people know they use rope. That rope that was in VeryDarkMan's hand, that police most times use as their badge or something like that. It is what they used to sell for Okada people too. Okada people can use it to tie something, and then you see them move around. So just because Okada man never put am for hand, no mean say the police will put am there, say na difference be the thing wey dey their hand. So the question they might want to investigate is, does it come from official police force? But I think that the Nigerian police force are supposed to ask themselves, how many people have been putting on this Nigerian police costume to act something, to bring out a content, and Nigerian police did not investigate them? But when it becomes the situation of VeryDarkMan, they want to clamor on him. VeryDarkMan think he has friend. You no get friend, VDM. Then the question that would also pop up in people's mind is that, did VeryDarkMan intend to impersonate? I am not in his mind, and I don't know if VeryDarkMan is trying to impersonate. For me, I know most VDM people might not see it that way, but I think that what VDM did was totally unnecessary. Why are you saying you are not an activist and you are now a Nigerian police, social media police? And why you do that, you should understand that a lot of these people, number one, are your enemy. And number two, you should understand that everything you do, they would want to try and investigate. You know, when I was having a live show yesterday, I made a statement that all these things that are going on is probably they are doing it just to get to VeryDarkMan, even in the House of Rep. At least that's just my opinion. But is VeryDarkMan trying to impersonate? I think yes, he probably tries to impersonate just to make the message go across. But I think his name, VDM's name, is bigger than the uniform, so he does not necessarily have to do that. But he's still a young guy. Sometimes people take moves that are not that important. Then the next question is, why is the police force taking it so seriously that VeryDarkMan put on something like a uniform, and because of that they want to go after him and investigate? Is as simple as ABC. It's because he's VeryDarkMan. How many countless of movies do we watch that we see people put on Nigerian police force uniform? And how many content creators have we seen, both in Nigeria, even in the pornography industry? You will see some ladies or some guys dressed like a law enforcement and they use it to act con. That is in US, in Western country. So more or less we are talking about African. I don't know why Nigerians sometimes we think so low. There is a difference when you wear the police costume to impersonate the police, but when you are a content creator, the name creator simply means that you have creativity. And the person who actually created the uniform of the Nigerian police force was a creative person. So why can't other people create something similar like that to make out a content? Now, I am not supporting it fully, saying that everybody should do it, but I think there's nothing much to investigate. In fact, when you go to places that I've been to, like some of the area command, there are women who sew this uniform. No be tell they sew uniform where Nigerian police they wear. Abina Hamadi Oha they sew am for them. So it is easy for people to duplicate such an idea. Now, let us move to the next question. So for me, I think that they are only taking it seriously because it is VDM, and any opportunity they would have to get VDM, they would take it. The question is, what are the legal boundaries? I do not know what are the legal boundaries, but please, if you are a lawyer or you have a little bit understanding about the law that has to do with legal boundaries of putting on an attire that looks like the police costume, please comment in the section, what are the legal boundaries of acting or wearing something that looks like a content, like a police uniform, and if there are legal boundaries, why is it at this moment that it is very important, regardless of the fact that we can say go towards the social media and you will see countless and thousands of content creators where they put on Nigerian police force to make a video. So if you're a lawyer or somebody, please, I would like you to give me an insight on that. Now, one of the question is, could this incident affect his public image? I don't know if it's going to affect VDM's public image. In my own opinion, I think VDM just need to understand that he has something big to pursue, which is something like the NGO is one of the things that VeryDarkMan is supposed to focus on at the moment. I do not think he is in the position that we need him to entertain us anymore. You see, in life, it is important you understand your growth. There is a level you get to in life, you don't need to start dancing. Just like some governors who used to dance on stage. It is, to you, it might be entertaining. To the public, it is a shame. So VeryDarkMan does not need to make such a statement like, I am not an activist. You are still an activist. You speak for the youth, except you know go school. Don't you understand the definition of what an activist is? If you are not an activist, do you think people would have contributed money for your NGO? You are an activist. So if you call yourself social media police, it is just basically because we are in the technology age. Nobody is adopting that name of social media police. Is it government recognized? What association backs it up? What government back it up? Do you know the name called police? Why did they call a particular name police? What does police stand for? What does activist stand for? So I just know sometimes praises can get to us and we might decide to make mistake, and that's what I think VDM did. So I would just put it out to the last one. Could this lead to new restrictions of the Nigerian police when it comes to people putting on their uniform? I think they are going to take it serious in the beginning, just so that they can make a statement. And because of VDM, they most likely will want to crack down on other people who has actually used such uniform before. But it's not going to change the fact that this is just, let me not say what the Nigerian police force are doing. Now you have to ask yourself a question, Nigerian police force. Now I know this one looks very clear that it is not a military uniform, but if it is being dressed in a different attire, and they remove the black and they remove this, somebody created this design, so it is possible. The only thing you need to be careful of is that in every division you have to know all the police that work in those divisions, and you need to be able to question new officers who wear uniform like that and they move around your place. But so to protect the idea of the Nigerian uniform or police stuff not being misused. But when it comes to the idea of VDM, everybody knows he was just using it as content creation, and the right thing they should have done is to just tell him, hey VDM, how did you get this costume? Do not wear this costume next time, because it doesn't say good thing about us. But how would you say it if you are letting the movie industry wear it? Then the second one is, if the movie industry are wearing it, musicians wear it, whatever they call content creators, they wear something like that to pass a message across. And so you guys should just put it out to the public that you don't like VDM and you can do anything to bring him down. And so it's obvious, it's not surprising to anyone. Where the accusations of many things that are going on, you guys haven't cracked down on that, but now you see a little thing. Is it that the Nigerian police force are even trying to get clout? Maybe the world does not recognize them, so whenever they see opportunity on someone who is skyrocketing and having a big name, they just want to be part of that person's life. So they find a way to intimidate and just talk and do one thing just to make everything looks like they know what they are doing. If you know what you are doing, you would know that there are a lot of people that are in prison that are not supposed to be there, all thanks to you collecting bribery and not doing a good investigation, like Inspector Bola at the AIG's office, Zone 2, Obalende, who did not investigate anything about me and he go and put me in jail just because of one thing that they did with the other people. Came, leave AIG, come here, come the live. In fact, they told him, they said, I have guns, I am shooting at people. No evidence to bring it up, no evidence to pop that out. The next thing he said, because I have tattoo on my body and I draw blood on my body, that makes me a cultist. To Fiakwa, Nigerian police. Most of them, if you go to most Nigerian police, most of them cannot read and write. You have to be spelling for them if you want to complain. You don't see VDM, witchcraft. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, like and share. Hope to see you all in the next one. Adios amigos, bye bye for now.
When you are revolutionary and you talk the truth, people will come and slap you down. Then you talk the truth again, they lock you in jail. Them never hear anything at all, then go hear pansa pansa. When you are revolutionary and you talk the truth, people will come and slap you down. Then you talk the truth again, they lock you in jail. Them never hear anything at all, then go hear pansa pansa.